So, let's talk about songwriting for a second.
Okay.
So, different people do it in different ways. I know some people who start more from a poetry base. Like they'll write basically a bunch of lyrics down, they'll write a poem down, and then they'll try to put that to music. My process is almost exactly the opposite. I try to develop a compelling musical idea that I make words fit into that musical idea. So, like, I have a song called Again that I had on my second album. So, the first thing I wrote for that song was...
Y'all don't start singing. I will punch everyone.
I was sitting at a studio in Santa Monica, and I was about to do an interview, and I was just kind of fooling around on the piano. I wasn't planning to write a song, but I started playing that melody. I liked the chords. I liked them. It just sounded kind of cool. And then I decided I would just start singing stuff to it and see what works. First thing was basically following that melody of the piano. And pretty soon into that, I said, and I'm doing it again. Yes, I'm doing it again. I didn't know what the song was yet. I didn't know what I was going to try to sing, but I decided that like the main kind of musical theme and lyrical theme was going to be, and I'm doing it again. I hadn't written out any lyrics yet, except that. So I kept fooling around with it, and you know, musically, you try to see where you started and where that will lead you, how you can complicate that idea. So, and you don't really have a textbook. I guess you could take the composition textbook, but there's no specific way that you have to resolve where that goes. But all the years of listening to music, writing music, thinking about music, you have ideas as to where your chords can lead you. So these chords led me from so that's what the writing process is when it comes to music. You're thinking, what's this idea and where do I take it? What musically makes sense? Where can I go with this? And then lyrically you're saying, how do I tell this story? And then when you write the verse, so I usually write the chorus first because that helps guide me as to where I want the verses to go. And then I just started fooling around with chord progressions for the verse. And through the magic of digital recording, I have many files in Pro Tools and Logic that have me just mumbling like that. And what I'm doing is devising a melody and a cadence that sounds good no matter what the lyric is. And I'm doing it now, and I'm doing it again. Yes, I'm doing it. And then I decided, you know, well, what am I gonna write about? It's like kind of a dark chord progression. And I was thinking I'm doing it again. So I decided to make it about something that's a little darker, not just something good that's happening again and again, but something that might be bad and dangerous, but kind of sexy, you know?
You can have me, John!
When I'm writing the lyrics to the verse, the first thing that comes to me is, the first time I was in So when I said the first time, I kind of established a pattern. So the next stanza says, the second time leads to the third, the fifth, the seventh time, 3, 5, 7. Why did I say 7? Just because it was 2 syllables, honestly. That was the first number that fit the pattern, because every other number before 7 has 1 syllable. So I was trying to get it to be 2 syllables, so I was like, so I'll just skip 4 and 6. So, 3rd, 5th, and 7th. And then one of my producers I was working with pointed out that 3, 5, 7 is a type of gun.
Oh.
And I didn't intend for 357 to be in my song. But it's just kind of interesting that this dangerous, toxic relationship also has the 357 in the song. So, you try to tell a story, you try to do it with patterns that make sense and that kind of go somewhere. You try to have a great melody that people can sing along to and remember. And then you just keep writing until it feels great to you. And all of them are going to be awesome songs. There's a bunch of songs, way more songs on my cutting room floor than songs you guys have heard. But part of the process is that you have to write a lot to write a lot of great songs. Because a lot of them are not going to be great, okay? So that's basically roughly how I wrote that song. I did it, over time. I did some of it in that little moment, and I recorded that little mumble track that I did. Then I wrote the rest of it another time. It probably took me sort of like 6 to 8 hours to write the song, which most songs take me anywhere from 4 to 8 hours to write. Sometimes it's all in one session, sometimes it's spread out over time. But part of my theory is that you write a lot so you can write great. So always write. If you're a prose writer, you should try to write all the time. Like write journals, do whatever you can so that you're always flexing that creative muscle. Always learning techniques to help you summon your creativity more fluidly and effectively. So that's my advice for creative people when you're trying to figure out how to make something.